Hello, hello. This is Three Things You Need to Know. And today we're going to talk about the three things you need to know about automation. Is it a friend or foe? My name is Shelley Zavitz. I'm a licensed realtor for Dwell Realty in Portland, Oregon. And I'm here with Tammy Wittren of NFM Lending. Welcome, milady.
Hello, Michelle. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing okay. Excited for the summer. All right. So this topic is just so I can frame it for everyone is how much validity should we put into internet sites that are automated that tell us about value, that tell us about rates? You know, how accurate are they? Let's like really dive in. So I would like to start with if someone were to go onto the interwebs and say, okay, I want to get pre-approved for a home from whatever
XYZ.
XYZ.
Sure.
What exactly happens, firstly, and then how does it impact them in the future?
First and foremost, rates are an advertisement. I know that if I have the lowest rate reporting out there in the internet, so I'm going to get lots of people to call. Keep in mind, lenders lock properties into interest rates, not individuals. So I can really put anything on the internet about rates and fees. And until you have a property, I'm not bound to that. The hard part with that is rates in the mortgage industry are initiated and found based on credit score, loan to value, and overall loan structure. Okay. So rates, don't believe everything you see on the internet is first and foremost. And then when it comes to a pre-approval, push button, get loan, information in needs to be validated. So junk in, junk out. And that is true in all mortgage. So whatever is put in the system needs to be checked, cross-checked, and validated by documentation. And when you go to some of those automated sites that might be warehoused by big fat lenders that don't have an individual loan officer that you're talking to on that file, those approvals may not get checked until it's too late. Quite often I am called in the seventh hour where someone says, oh my God, I don't have a loan. No one checked my anything. So,
right. So the risk of convenience, just to put this more into like a more layman thing is you could go on the internet and get the best rate, but they could promise you a rate, but until you lock it to a property, meh. And then once you get under contract, if nobody's actually checked what you've put in, it could be that you paid for all your home inspections, you know, they did the appraisal, you paid for that. And then the 11th hour, we're calling Tammy because nobody checked it and
yes.
That loan will not be financed. So
yes.
We don't want to play that game,
yeah.
right?
I think the most important words on our pre-approvals are your file has been vetted, validated, and confirmed.
Just know that if you're checking out rates online, absolutely do that. Absolutely shop. But when it really comes to it, when you really want to get the house, make sure there's a human eyeball on it.
Shell, I am super curious about all the automation value sites that people look at, and they call me and I say, so what do you think your house is worth? Well, tells me or blah, blah, blah. How much weight do we put in the estimate, my friend?
When I'm pricing a home, zero. I mean that lovingly. What those sites do is they take generalized data and they're like, okay, that's similar square footage, similar bed and bath. And this house could be miraculous and totally renovated. And this one could smell like cat pee, but they are valued the same.
And one could be on a super busy street, right? And
right.
Location, all that. Yeah.
Right. So it's really important that a person goes in there so they can smell the cat pee and then reduce that price. Market analysis program that I use to figure out values. There was one, I mean, the house was only $425,000 and the variance was $125,000 difference. Like, I don't know about you, but I just don't want to throw that away. Yeah. So it's really important that somebody walks the house and they get a flow and they make adjustments based on what a buyer wants. Like, for instance, in Portland, a lot of people really like the Portland bungalow. So I can't take a ranch and a bungalow and say, I have the same buyer pool and demand for that. right?
That's
I make,
fantastic. Most realtors, honestly, Shell, don't understand that one little idiosyncrasy about appraised value. It's like kind, like style, similar, very, like I live in an old farmhouse. You're not going to compare my old farmhouse to a brand new construction contemporary home. Different
no,
buyer, different everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Market value is based on demand.
Yes.
So if the Portland bungalow is in more demand, then we can't compare it to a ranch. Although right now ranches are on the rise because they're more one level and our population's getting older. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah. Shell, this is such a great segue. If we could take this topic real quick and expand it into our third topic, which all of these things that we have that are automated. So, for example, in the mortgage industry, we used to get, prior to this big boom we're having, we used to get an automated evaluation where we had a appraisal waiver on a file. But what we're seeing is that prices have increased so much that appraisal waivers are almost nil and gone right now.
Should we explain what an appraisal waiver is? What is that, Tammy?
Sure. So Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac are where most of our mortgages, conforming loans, 548, 250 and under, are going. One of those two investors. And they hold a database. And we are sending our loans from the lender side to Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. And they keep their database. And when they run our pre-approval through our automated system, we have to have an automated approval through Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac. They will run it through their algorithm. And based on the pool of appraisals they've had that have been uploaded there, they used to give us an appraisal waiver. To get an appraisal waiver, you needed about 10% down, and homes similar to that property in a very tight geographic area were similar. And Fannie Mae was saying, you're putting enough down, your credit score is high enough, you have a good, stable job, and we feel that the value is there. But because, like you just said, homes are going so much over, we're not seeing a lot of appraisal waivers as well. But that's kind of that automation thing where it was here and then it's not. And I think it really goes back to, like you've always said to me, people matter. Your contact matters. Your realtor matters.
Yep. Yep. I think that to try to use technology to replace a very human experience and valuating a home and even a mortgage is so important, that you have a person that knows what they're doing to help you do that. Because if you could lose money, you could get a very poor rate in the end, or even worse, you don't even close because they didn't vet your stuff. Right.
I love technology. I believe it's a friend, but you need to do your work and understand its limitations. So
couldn't agree more. Thank you, Tammy. That was a great conversation. That was a good one.
Good. Thanks, Shell. See you later.
Talk to you later.